Okay, so firstly we're going to prime our eyelids, and we're going to be using this creamy concealer here by NYX. You can use any other concealer that you wish. I just prefer to use this one here. So I'm just going to be patting this all over the eyelid, covering up any veins that we may have. I don't really have veins, but I do think that this is great to just keep your product on for a long period of time rather than it becoming patchy throughout the day. So just make sure to blend this in properly. Next we're going to set all of that, and you can use anything you like, so a translucent powder or a very light eyeshadow. I'm going to be using this one by Sigma. This is from the Warm Neutrals palette, and just grabbing any brush. This one's by Zoeva. I'm just going to be putting this all over the eye. So now grabbing Petal Pusher by Makeupgeek, we're going to be putting this all over the crease using a Zoeva brush. This is the Luxe Crease brush, and I love these Zoeva brushes. They are amazing. Focus it really into the socket and then push it upwards. It's very important to push your eyeshadow upwards to give you the illusion of being more awake, because if you put it downwards then you're going to be looking sleepy and drowsy, and nobody really likes that. So just really blend, blend, blend. And this time we're going to be going with this shade here, and this is also by Sigma from the Warm Neutral palette, and I believe this is in the colour Innocent. I'm going to be grabbing a little bit of product and dusting it off because it is very pigmented. I'm going to be placing this also in the crease, but focusing more on the bottom side, so more towards my eyelid rather than the top part. That way we're going to be getting a bit of a transition between the Makeupgeek shadow and the Sigma shadow. So this time we're going to be going in with Curfew by Makeupgeek, and it's going to intensify the look, making it a bit more smoky and evening appropriate. And to do this I'm also going to be using another Zoeva brush. As you can see, I love them, and this is the Soft Definer brush. I'm just going to be focusing this on the outer corner in circular motions, and then I'm going to be dragging it slightly in towards the crease. Making sure at all times to focus upwards, again to create that cat eye effect. So just blend, 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 and then with whatever's already on the brush, we're just going to be swiping that into the crease. That way it's going to be going from dark to light. Now we're going to go to the fun colour, and that is this beautiful, beautiful rose gold shade that is also from the Warm Neutral palette from Sigma, and it's this colour right here. So I'm going to be using another Zoeva brush, and this is the Luxe Smoky Shader brush, and I'm going to be grabbing a bit of that shade and focusing it on the inner corner of the eyelid. Now the most important thing to focus on is to not get it all over the lid, because then we are going to ruin all the hard work that we did on the outer corner. So really try to focus it on the inner corner of the eyelid and keep it into the centre, not going too far out. Now that everything is in the intensity that I like it to be, I'm going to be putting on my lashes, and here I'm using these by, of course, Velour, and these are the TDOTOHH lashes, I believe. Now for my brow bone, I'm going to be using these two shades here, and these are Hay and this is Warm Breeze, and I love these two together. They make the perfect brow bone shade. And I'm just going to put that all into my brow bone. So that's it with the eyes. Now we're going to go into the face. To be priming our face, and I'm using the MakeupForever Step 1 Skin Equalizer, and this is my favourite primer. This is great for people that have oily skin. I'm very oily on my T-zone, so that is mainly where I put it. I don't put primer anywhere else along my face. So just grabbing a little bit not too much because then it does become quite patchy. So we're going to be placing this all over the T-zone, so on my nose, on my chin and on my forehead. And how I like to put it on, so I like to really pat it into the skin so that it soaks up. Now grabbing my foundation, this time I'm going to be using this Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. This is in the shade Light Tan and I love this foundation. I've been using it since I got it in IMATs. If you haven't seen my IMATs haul, I'll leave a link down below. I also have a bit of footage of me walking around, so everything that I'm going to be using today will be linked down below. And I'm going to be using my beauty blender. This is damp, and the most important thing to do during your foundation routine is to pat the foundation and not sweep it across your face. This way it will just all soak in nicely. Next we're going to be concealing our under eyes and highlighting at the same time. So I'm going to be using this LA Girl Pro Concealer in the colour Creamy Beige, and I love this concealer. For a drugstore concealer, this one is one of my absolute faves, and again I like to put it on the back of my hand. I'm quite generous with my concealer. And then grabbing any brush, this is the large shader brush, this is by Sigma. I'm just going to be doing an upside down triangle. And I like to bring it up towards my nose, and this is going to really help out when we're contouring our nose. Now I'm going to be putting some on my chin just to balance it all out, on my nose, my forehead, and some on my cheeks. This is really going to help out again when we're doing our contouring. Now I'm going to be using a damp beauty blender, but I'm going to be using the top part rather than the bottom part. Now we're going to be highlighting and contouring, and I'm going to be using this NYX palette which I used to prime my eyelids, and I love this. This is for cream contouring, so I'm going to be using this banana colour right here to highlight, and I'm going to be putting this just around where we put our concealer, again on the bridge of my nose and slightly on my chin and on my forehead, not too much because I don't really want it to look cakey. So with that same brush, I'm just going to be packing a bit of that colour and just putting a tiny bit on the bottom of my eyes. This is just going to make us look a bit more awake and much more brighter. Again, it's going to balance out all of the contour that we're going to do in a minute. Now, grabbing this brush by MAC, this is the 130 I believe. This is a stippling brush. I'm going to be grabbing these two darker shades here. Now for cream contouring, the most important thing is to use shades that are more grey toned. That way it gives more of a shadow rather than you using colours that are more orangey or yellowy toned. By using grey toned shades, it's going to create the illusion of smaller cheekbones and everything's going to look much more defined, and like I said, you're going to have a bit more of a shadow than you would if you were to just use a normal bronzer. So just stippling this on, I'm going to start doing circular motions and also sweeping it outwards. Now we're going to be setting all of our highlights using my all-time favourite, again an oldie but a goodie, and this is the Banana Powder by Beignet. Yes, Beignet. I'm going to be placing this all over the areas that I highlighted. Today I'm going to be using this Hoola bronzer by Benefit. I love this bronzer. Again, it's not very warm toned, it's got cool undertones and it's got kind of like a grey colour. Now we're going to brush all the excess off, and I'm going to be using this stippling brush by MAC. This is the 187, I believe. Okay, so I'm going to be using this Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss in the colour Undressed, yes. And this lip gloss is live. If you love mauvey pink tones and nude lip glosses, this is perfect. Let me just swatch this for you so you can see what I'm talking about. This is a beautiful, beautiful shade. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, look at that. It's just a beautiful, true mauvey nude. And it's so pigmented. I don't think you guys understand how pigmented this is. And I'm going to be using Stripped Down Lip Liner, of course, by MAC, to fill in my lips. For my blush and highlight, I'm going to be using this Becca in collaboration with Jaclyn Hill face palette, and on my cheeks I'm using Amaretto, and I am using Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop to highlight. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really enjoyed creating this and speaking to you guys. If you guys enjoyed me speaking to you guys through the products that I use, why I use them and so on, then please do let me know below. Please give this video a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which you can do below, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye!